What's up guys, Ricky Bobby here. In this video I'm just going to be servicing the Challenger, getting it all ready to go. First thing I'm going to start with is the differential fluid. I got this Valvoline 7590. It contains limited slip additive. I've been using this ever since I had the car, never had a problem with it, it's never failed me. Even though it does have the limited slip additive, Dodge recommends in their limited slip differentials that you add some additive for it. I don't really care about the brand, I don't care what it looks like, you know, suitable for use in OEM limited slip differentials. This is exactly what I need. Every time I go to the parts store, they usually have something like this sitting beside the gear oils. It's perfectly fine. I've been using it just as long as I've been using this Valvoline. They've both never failed. First thing I do is I take this limited slip additive and I just dump it right in here. I usually use the whole thing. First things first, always make sure you break open the fill plug first, because if you break this open and all the fluid leaks out and you cannot get this open, you're screwed. Now that we got that broken loose, we can drain. It's a little dark. While that's draining, I usually spray some brake clean on the bolts. Just clean them up. Alright, once it's about done draining, and all you have left is just like the drippings of, like, you know, the remnants, go ahead and put the bottom one back in. I'll go ahead and tighten it up. That's good. Now you grab your first bag, the one that has the additive in it. And you're just gonna get as much of it as you can in there. That's another reason I like these Valvoline bags. They're really easy to fill. That's why I like to put the whole bottle of additive in there also, because even if you don't get everything in there, you have enough. Now we'll do the second bag till we see fluid coming out. Here we go. Now you let it dump out until it's dripping. constant drip, and that's when you cap it. And that's the kind of steady drip you want. So we'll cap it off. Tighten it down. I like to spray everything with brake clean, clean all that fluid off. And that diff fluid change is finished. Alright, so I'm working on the car doing a oil change, and I noticed this spot under here. What the heck is that? So I'm looking in here and I notice there's a wet spot right here. Oh no. I first assume it's this thermostat housing. Put my fingers under here. Nothing. Look a little deeper. I'm like, wait a minute. It don't look right. So I follow the hose. And you can see that one's like all the way up. There's even a marking. There's like a little plastic piece that's protruding out the side that it's lined up with. But on this one, you can clearly see that it's not up to the protruding line. And then I put my hand down in there. I'm feeling around, and it's definitely wet. So, also another tail sign. Yeah, that's definitely really low. Get under here. Yeah, it's wet. It's coolant dripping down from that hose. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray that all off with brake clean, get it dry. Then I'm going to loosen that clamp. I'm gonna push that hose up all the way. Alright, so I got that clamp loosened up. I'm just gonna push up on this hose and see if I get it to seat better. Alright, well, if you can see that, I got it on the lip. I sprayed it with brake clean. I cleaned everything off. But this just goes to show you, always check your fluids. Always take care of your vehicle. Alright, now I'm gonna just top it off. I'll put a little bit extra in there, just so if there's any air in the line now, it'll leak out. And the level should be good. I got it in between. Actually, I'm gonna put it a little higher than the middle. There's always like a safe area. I always like to have my levels in the direct middle of the safe area. But, you know, if you think there's air in the lines or air in the system anywhere, just put a little extra. All right, we're good now. All right, for the oil change, I always go with this K&N oil filter, HP 1017.
And then I go with the Royal Purple 5W20 High Performance. Step one, break this loose. Let that drain out. All right, let's grab that oil filter. You should always be able to remove this by hand. Almost there. Dump that over. Let that drain. Hit it with some brake cleaner and a wipe. Alright, now that we got that all clean, we're ready to install the oil filter. Now, whether you're a guy that pre-fills or doesn't pre-fill, just always make sure you change your filter. That's my best advice. Just hand tighten it. Now you want pressure on it. You want it as tight as you can get it with your hand. But that's all you need to do. Don't try to overdo it. That's good. I usually just wipe this off with a rag and we're good. All right, now before we go up and start filling it with oil, don't be a dummy and leave this. Make sure that's tightened down pretty good. Just a little hand tight with a little breaker bar, not a big one. And it should be good. All right, now I'm just gonna fill up the first jug. All right, now I'm just kind of topping off the last couple of quarts. Then we'll check the oil level and we should be good. All right, we let the oil settle a little bit. And we're good. It's right at like the top of the safe area, but because there's a little bit of air like in the oil filter and maybe whatever lines that the oil filter has, I'm assuming it'll get it down just a little bit to where it's more in the middle of the safe range, which is where I like to have it at. Now we will just cap this off and call our oil change finished. All right, guys, last thing I got to do is reset the oil light. But other than that, thank you for watching the video. Stay tuned for the next one.